Hello everyone, my name is Saksham Dikshit and this is my channel Pentest Diary. So today I'll make another video in the same series of lazy programming series, and in this I'll just try to explain you how to get it install the software PyCharm. In this, like, just to do the coding you required some interpreter over there itself, or you required some software on the top of it where you have to write the code, compile it, and then get executed for it. So to get it done, I just need one of the software to be get installed on your system itself, so that on that software you have to write the code, compile it, and use it as per your need itself. Okay, so it's nothing like that you have to use on your PyCharm itself. This is just a sample over here itself, like as per your need. If you do not want anything over there, like if you are using on a Mac or using on a Linux itself, definitely you have to install Python 2 or Python 3 itself, and you can execute it directly. There is no point to have it like a separate software on your system itself. Even on Windows also you can install it directly a Python 3 itself, which is available on their website. Directly you can install it. But to make it more fancy, anything like that, like if you're making some code and you want that to be looks good, then in that case you can use a PyCharm is one of the software. You can use it on multiple platforms. You can use it on Linux, Windows, and even on Mac also, as per your need. Okay, so now I'm just explaining you about it, how exactly to get it installed with that, what are the things is required over there itself. Okay, let me go to the system and showcase you how exactly we are installing that. Okay, so proceeding further with that, I'm doing this everything on my VM itself, as I'm not impacting my base machine itself. So that was the reason I'm trying to do it everything on VM. You can do it on your base machine as per your need itself, but I don't want that. I already have few softwares over there. I don't want to get it impacted. That was the reason I'm using a virtual machine. Okay, so this is the URL which you have to, you can even search on internet directly a PyCharm. You can get this URL over here itself. You can select that and get it download. So I'm not looking for a professional version, I'm looking for a normal version itself. So we just have to go back. Let me search it once again. And PyCharm. Instead of having the professional version, I'm looking for a community edition. So if you want to go for the professional, it's a chargeable one. Go ahead further with the community version, that's having sufficient stuff which you're looking for it. Okay, no need to go for the professional version, but if you really need it, then only go for it. Okay, is as per your need itself, then only go for it. Here you can see the differences about it. Okay, let me download the software now. Download that. So this is the section where we have to go. Instead of professional, we have to go to this section, which is the community edition section. We simply have to click on download. We just wait for a few seconds just to get it downloaded on my machine. So this is the professional version. We just have to get it, avoid that. Let me go to this section. Let me uninstall, delete this, as I don't require that. We just have to wait for some time to get it, download that. Now as the download is completed, we simply have to get it, install it. Okay, in the meantime I'll just explain you about the minimum requirement for it. So minimum requirement, if you're writing the code on the Python and which is not bit higher, then in that case I think a suggested one, minimum 4 GB RAM is sufficient for you. Go ahead further with that as per your need. Like initially if you don't have much high configuration laptop, just start with 4 GB also. But later phase, if you required it, like you have to write some code which required the computing power, then in that case definitely go ahead further with at least minimum 16 GB RAM on your system itself. That's far better to make a code appropriately for it, to get it compiled and get the result. Like as we are running Windows, then in that case little bit most of the chunk portion itself get it consumed by the operating system itself. So we can't rely complete, like if it's a 4 GB, so it's not 4 GB completely we get it utilized by the software only, it's utilized by the operating system, and then the remaining one is get it consumed by, as per the need, is consumed by the software. So that was a reason. You just have to think about it like as per your need only. Go ahead further with that. Okay, next let me click on the next. Now let me click on install. I'll just wait for it to get it complete this. As the installation is completed, we simply have to click on this. If you do not want to get it execute the software immediately, then don't untick this. I have ticked this as I wanted that to be get it executed immediately once I'll click on finish. Let me wait for it to get it complete and load the software for me. So this is a little bit bulky software. Even as per your need, you can go for the VS Code also. So VS Code also is one of the thing where you can install the plugins as per your need and you can use it. PyCharm is used dedicatedly for the, I can say that for the Python itself. That was the reason I'm installing it. But if you have a requirement to get it compiled for multiple programming language, then go ahead further with the VS Code as per your need, as per your plugins to get it installed. You can use it. Okay. Now we have to wait for it, the software to get it load. It's loaded. We have to create one project. So let me name it project1.py. Now this is the default one, is taking it. I'm not changing anything right now. So now this will be making a setup for me, so that later phase itself when I'm trying to make any code, this will work for me. Okay, so this is all about, it's taking much time. As the configuration is completed, we simply have to come over here itself. Then after that, what we have to do, we simply have to click over here, click on new, and even over here also we have the option for it, but I just click on this option new, and then I'll just make it a file name, anything you can give it. Then you can make it a code, and then you can compile it using this button itself, which we cover up in the later phase itself. But this is just an installation video where I'm just explaining you about it. As per your need only, the configuration requirement of the system that you have to get it decided, like minimal 4 GB RAM is required for it. Like minimum, what I'm saying that if you're making a code, this is not only a simple code, you are making it 2 or 3 lines later phase also. So you are just making a code automated one. You require a minimum configuration so that you can execute the code, you get the output appropriately faster as comparison. You are just running the code and wait for a longer time just to get it executed, and even multiple times get hang also. So that was the reason behind it. If you're planning for a machine learning to be get it run, then in that case definitely you require a 16 GB RAM at least be on your system. But if it's just a simple automation type of thing, you are doing it with a Python, then in that case 4 GB is sufficient. You can go at extension for it. And PyCharm is one of the software which I'm explaining over here, so to get it installed. But this is not the only software you have to use it. If you do not want to install any software as a PyCharm or anything like that, as a GUI one, then in that case, in Windows, in Linux or in Mac, you simply have to use a VI or gedit. Then in that case, make a code, compile it with a Python itself. Python is a package, get it installed, and that's it. Even on the window also, there is a straightforward package. You can get it installed on your system and use it, making a file text, and then just change the extension with .py and run it. You can get it. But if you want a fancy type of dashboard in front of you, I can say that, or a software in front of you where you can code it, you can see that what are the bugs to get it debug, those things you can try to do it very easily. Then in that case, definitely PyCharm is the initial phase itself when you are starting learning something. So at that time when you compile it, you're getting some error. So error is bit easy for you to get it identified instead of just when you're compiling with the compiler directly and you're just getting error, but there's no explanation will provided. That's creating a difference as compared when you're using any predefined GUI software or using it a compiler directly itself on your system. Okay, so that's all about the stuff which is what to get it covered in this video. Hope you like this video. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel. Thank you so much once again. Take care. Bye bye.